Do you get overwhelmed with chores?
Well, we're going to show you how we do it.
Hey, we're Chips and Salsa, two homeschool moms with practical, fun, encouraging tips for you.
Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell button. New videos come out every Tuesday. So today we are talking about chore charts. And Ximena is the queen of chore charts.
Well, I'm the queen of charts in general.
Period. Oh, sorry. Excuse me, Your Highness.
I have really enjoyed our chore system lately.
Excellent. Tell me about it.
So, as I've mentioned in other videos, we've done the alliteration titles.
Oh, yes.
To help us remember the chore days and what we do. I found it much easier because then it's just kind of like a verbal cue that you give to the kids and they all automatically know what to do. So we have Mopping Monday, we have Tidy Tuesday, Washing Wednesday, Thriving Thursday, and Freedom Friday.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've taken a few of those ideas. The alliterations are always great because it helps, like you said, remembering, but also it's kind of fun.
Okay, so these are their daily chore checklists. I made these little checklists again during the summer. I think it was a couple summers ago. I just customized it and added some pictures and stuff. And I laminated them and I got them bound. And I put some magnets on the back so they could stick on the fridge. So every day they have to do something, and this is where the Mopping Monday and Washing Wednesday all come in. So we have Mopping Monday, and basically what I have here is a checklist for them to follow so that they do things well and do them right? So picking up things from the living room, sweeping, making, checking all the edges and all that stuff. And they tag team, so my daughter, for instance, will sweep and then she'll take everything from the coffee table out and she'll return the broom and dustpan to the closet. And then my son actually, again, cleans up anything that shouldn't be there and he mops, right? So they tag team on that. And then he will spray and wipe the coffee table, and then he'll eventually put everything back on the coffee table. So Tidy Tuesday, they clean up all the clutter, they dust their shelves, and they basically vacuum their room. It even has, putting the vacuum away, because I wanted every step to be there so that nothing is expected and nothing is forgotten. Even like putting the dirty rags in the hamper. This is the same for both of them because they each do it in their own rooms. Washing Wednesday, again, this is also the same for both of them. Same thing, just putting all the clothes from the hamper in a laundry basket, some instructions on how to wash their clothes, and we have more instructions in our laundry room, and then putting away their clothes. Don't take shortcuts. Challenge yourself to get it done in less than 30 minutes. They've gotten it done even quicker, but it's when they just dilly-dally and get distracted that they take forever. Thriving Thursday. We used to have an herb garden, so that's kind of outdated. We have a succulent garden now because we had a rat that kept eating all our herbs. And then they replenish the toilet paper in the bathroom and replenish the wipes in the bathroom. And then they also clean out the car, anything that doesn't belong in the car, and they organize the shoes in our garage. So it's just kind of a way to try to keep tidy as much as we can. It's a pretty light day for chores, I think. And then Freedom Friday we don't always get to, but it's nice when we do. So ask mom what today's chore is. And usually what I had in mind at first is like cleaning the baseboards one Friday, another Friday cleaning the handrails on the stairs, or hey, go to your room and just clean out the toys you don't want. So it's very customized. And it has worked very well in the past. Like I said, we don't always get to it Friday. We're usually rushing out the door for the weekend.
And those are our weekly chores, but we also have daily chores. And so we have an AM list and a PM list for them to kind of check off. So in the morning, by the time that they're ready for school, they should have picked up their room and made their beds and picked up the bathroom if it's a mess.
Okay, so here are our AM task lists, and I made these during the summer, and then I laminated them, which laminating is expensive, guys. Wow. Unless you go to Lakeshore, of course, but I wanted the nice hard lamination. So anyway, I put their names up here and labeled it AM, okay? And so I have here basically what they do in the morning. This has to get done before we start our day even. Okay, so we have a morning routine where we get up and they have about 30 minutes. We play a playlist and we use that as a timer. This is actually before that timer goes off. That's like in the mornings. I always tell them to get up about 15 to 20 minutes earlier so they could just spend time reading their Bible and praying. It's not really a chore, and I do make mention of that a lot, and I tell them how this is just a reminder for them, because it's good for their souls and because they need it more than anything else. Okay, and make your bed, clean your room, clean the bathroom. What this means is just wiping the counters and picking up any clothes from the bathroom left the night before, or some towels. Feed your fish, eat breakfast, drink water. This is kind of just for them to take ownership of what they're doing, but I feed them. Take your vitamins, also trying to get them to take ownership. Brush your teeth, wash your face, comb your hair. And then on Monday's school, we have Learning Center on Mondays. And so I have them pack their snack. I have their lunch ready out for them, and they just have to put it in their lunchbox with some ice packs, water, and have their backpacks packed for school. So that's their daily morning checklist. That's not on any other day except Mondays. And so it's Monday through Friday. Okay, and this is our PM checklist. Again, I have their names at the top and labeled PM. This is after we finish school. So we have their quiet reading that they have to get done. Homework. What is homework? It's basically anything they didn't get done during school time. We really try to keep as caught up as we can. So especially with math, they have to finish their lesson if they don't finish. Exercise, outside time. I really try to encourage them to go outside and play. I hate that it has to be on a checklist, but it just does for us. Duolingo, I have them kind of just do a lesson of Duolingo. If you don't know what that is, it's actually a really great app that teaches you a foreign language. And then we have Awana preparation. This is actually old. It's when she used to teach Awana. This is my daughter. And then for him, I have Awana lesson that he had to complete, but we're not going to Awana anymore. Piano practice, and then their daily chore.
So do you have a reward system that goes along with these?
I used to have a fake money system, and they could buy privilege passes. But it wasn't as enticing, and as they kind of grew out of it.
Yeah.
So what I do, I just give them allowance. They get $1 a day.
It's
Okay, so let's talk about reward systems. So when my kids were really little, we didn't really use a reward system. It was just like, hey, you get your chores done, and that's what you do. You clean up. They were too little, really. Then I moved on to little prizes, and then I moved on to some money, fake money that they would get so that they could buy something at the store on Friday, and it was my store. So I had just little 99-cent toys and little erasers, kind of like a treasure box thing, and so they would buy stuff. And then as they got older, I made these privilege passes, so then they would get $1 per day if they completed their chores, and it was $5 a day, because they used to have 5 chores, so they would get $1 per chore and fake money, and then they could buy a privilege pass every Friday. And so these are in Spanish. But basically it was like choosing the music in the car, or skipping a chore one day, or exchanging one of their vegetables at dinner for some fruit if there was a vegetable they didn't like particularly. Eating in the cafeteria at school, that was a privilege, right? Because I was like, no, we have food here at home. 15 more minutes on their iPad or on their device. We had some more, but these are the ones that kind of we kept. And as my kids got older, they were like, well, can you give us some different privilege passes? They did like this system a lot, but it would just get really complicated, and I wasn't consistent enough. So I decided, now that they're much older and they really do help me around the house and they really do work hard on their chores, I started giving them an allowance. Now I'm teaching them all about budgeting and saving, and it's a whole other lesson. Now that they're older, I'm able to do that. And I use this great app called Roostermoney, and it tells them when they get their allowance. They both have bank account that I opened up for them, and they automatically get $5 a week into their allowance. Now, I just started the system, that if they don't do one chore, if they don't complete one chore or two, however many chores they don't complete by the end of that week, it gets discounted off their allowance. For instance, my daughter didn't get to her folding her laundry. That is an incomplete chore. Yes, she washed it, yes, she dried it, but it's still sitting in her laundry basket. So she's gonna get $1 taken off. And it's just to try to get everybody on track and try to get them to really take responsibility for their work. They're usually great. And honestly, I just started doing this again. I did this whole system for about a year or more before I started docking them. And the reason is because it's just different stages of learning. You know, first you train them into doing it, and then when they're old enough to handle it, now you start kind of giving them some real life lessons, which unfortunately is translated in money.
And then for me, I have a chore list too that I follow.
Yeah.
And it really helps me stay on task as well. So I have my daily chores as well, my AM chores, my PM chores, and my weekly chores.
For your house, do you have like a monthly and a yearly plan as well?
I have a monthly, so like cleaning baseboards and refrigerator, that kind of stuff. That I don't follow through as well. Although
That's
I'd like to,
hard.
yeah.
We just read The Help. We don't keep our house nearly as
No.
clean as we would if we had maids that did all the work every day.
I don't polish the silver. I don't have silver.
Well, I don't
Polished.
either. But nothing's polished in my house.
I know, it's like dust collecting on the piano.
Oh, you saw my piano?
No, mine!
I just cleaned the piano. And the rag's just dripping with dust. And I'm like, so good.
You know, it is what it is. We're busy moms. We don't have maids. We have kids, and they are anti-cleaners.
Yes. We have to tweak them and mold them into cleaners.
I also should say that my kids are way older. My daughter's 12 and my son is 9. I have been training them since they were little to do little chores here and there, and I did have chore charts for them up in their room. Mostly, you know, like picking up their room, putting stuff in the bin. I did teach them to make their bed really early on. I did teach them to, you know, sweep and clean the tables and stuff, even if they didn't do it right. I just wanted them to get it in their mind that they were gonna help me one day. But this has like been a lifetime of training. So be patient. You might not be in that stage right now where you can delegate so much to your kids, but the time will come. So definitely start delegating, even if it's small things that they can do.
Well, thanks for sharing.
You're welcome.
Yeah, I learned so much from you, Ximena.
Aw.
So I appreciate you sharing your great advice. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to share with others and hit that like button. All right.
Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.